We got Arthur Joseph. Is that right?
That's right.
Hey, Arthur Joseph in the house, baby. AJ
Wait, what's your
Raphael.
middle name?
Why?
You called mine out.
What's your sister's name?
Jasmine?
No, other one.
Justine?
That's
Wait,
his middle name.
it's Justine?
Yes.
You didn't know that? My
Did
mom
your
thought
parents-
that's how you spelled Justin. She didn't know English very well.
But so it's pronounced Justin.
Yeah.
Okay. That's
or,
cool.
Or Hustein. That's what I told people. But
Alex
yeah,
Hustein.
on my
Alex Hustein.
ID it says
It's
Justine.
Justine.
Wait, bro, so you're AJ too?
Asian?
AJ.
You are
AJ.
Oh,
I am AJ.
we got two AJs in the house.
He's like, are you Asian too? I'm like, yeah. I thought you knew that.
But wow, AJ.
We're AJs.
Come on.
Let's go then.
Is your dad an AJ and is your brother an AJ? Both brothers?
No, my brother is AW and my other brother is AT.
Oh, okay.
And then my dad
That's
is AB.
Nice.
And I'm AJ.
AJ.
That's
Wow.
crazy. What? You're RG.
I'm RA.
Oh, yeah, RA. I keep
Allen.
forgetting.
What's A again?
Alan.
That's right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Roy Allen.
That's right.
Wow, you knew his.
Yeah, Roy Allen, dude, 3-point God.
I was,
Oh, I got it.
You're a champion, bro. You're a
Freaking
champion.
Ray Allen up. Damn, wait. It took me a minute.
Gotcha.
Ooh, got my
I
ass.
actually didn't get it, but I was going to pretend. I was like, ah!
But you get it now.
Yeah, I get it now. I get
Okay,
it now.
okay,
that
yeah,
you
yeah,
said
okay,
it.
okay.
Ray Allen.
Thanks,
Okay.
everyone.
How long has it been since you dyed your hair?
Oh, wow.
Before this one.
That's the opening question. Sick.
Because I've been thinking about it, but I feel like at our age, I'm scared it's going to thin my hair out
I feel
more.
you.
I'm
And
so scared.
So I got a perm for a musical that I was in last year.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
That was sick
Perm
by the way.
makes
Thank
it,
you so much. Thank
perm
you, bro.
makes it
Thank
straight,
you.
right?
No.
Or curly. Makes it curly?
Curly.
Curly, yeah.
So I had something different, and then I wanted to cut it off. I was getting tired of it, but my barber, her name is Lulu, lulusbarbershop.com. She's out here in Pasadena.
Hey.
She literally was like, hey, why don't we just do something different? So I came in, and then she bleached it. So, I mean, and it's been a while since I bleached my hair. Like, me and Matt used to, rock the hair dye and stuff back in the day. We were young.
Yeah.
Like 10 to 12, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, my best friend's brother would dye our hair. His name was Ermin. He would just bleach. Oh, you guys know RB. But now I feel like I was like, I want to be youthful again.
Yeah.
And that was the reason for it.
Dang, I'm just so nervous because my hair is definitely a lot thinner than it used to be. Growing up, all the way up until like probably age 22, I couldn't go to a haircut without them saying, damn, you got some thick hair. They haven't said that in like a decade.
No way.
Yeah.
Wait, hold on. Are you thinning?
Oh, yeah.
But
like,
you
can
still
tell.
looks great.
I feel like I'm thinning, but like sometimes when the light hits just right, I can see my scalp. I'm like, no!
Yeah, that happens to me
It's so
too.
scary.
Oh no.
So when in my 20s, I probably 25, starting 25, I dyed my hair probably like 4 times.
Yeah.
And then I was like, oh. I feel like it's getting thinner. It might be in my head though, because sometimes I see old pictures and I'm like, oh, my hair looks the same there.
Yeah. That is so interesting because I think about my hair loss a lot too.
Yeah.
Like to a point where I kind of stress out about it.
Oh,
and
me too.
Yeah. And I'm like, I don't want it to happen
Yeah.
right now.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just wanted to try something new still. And I wanted to buzz it off literally yesterday. But Alyssa was like, please don't do it. Alyssa was my wife, for those who don't know. And so I cut it. I like cut the sides. So
Yeah.
keep it for a little bit.
You didn't want to buzz it?
I do want to.
Yeah, I did.
I know
last
you
year.
did.
Yeah,
I
it
know.
was awesome.
It feels good, right?
Yeah, it feels amazing.
This kind of sounds strange, but I want to do it so I can be motivated to like work out.
Yeah.
Like look at I don't know. It's weird. It's just like look in the mirror and like see progress.
Yeah.
Along with hair growth.
Oh,
you know
yeah.
what I mean?
Timeline. It's like a timeline.
So you see
Got
the
it.
timeline, and I'm like, oh, I was kind of chubby when I was like, when I buzzed my hair off,
Yeah.
and then
Yeah.
now I'm,
That's what I do
better.
with boxing. When I used to box, I'd be so tired. I just didn't have the energy to even get haircut.
Yeah.
So I just grow it out until the fight week, and then at fight week I get a haircut, and I'm like, oh.
So you transform.
Boom. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you can see like, oh, I grow all this hair out. It makes your head look bigger.
Yeah.
But then when you cut it all down at the end, then you looked even more jacked because you look more like thin.
Yeah, that's right.
So I did that, and then the third time I did it, I was like, you know what? I grew my hair out this whole time. I don't want to, so I just braided it for the fight.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I do want to get good cornrows one day too.
I lost so much hair doing that too.
Oh my God! Oh really?
They tighten it.
They make
so
it so
tight.
Oh,
and then I did it like 4 days before the fight. And then the last night, like the day before the fight, I couldn't sleep because it was just so tight, and I had to wear a do-rag, and I was oh, and it was so itchy, and you can't
itchy.
scratch it,
You're tapping it.
So then I ended up taking it out the night before, but then I can't fight with long hair, so I was like, I gotta freaking get it again. But when I took it out after those 3 days, the floor of my shower was like, holy
a lot of hair.
So much hair. And then I was like, but I have to do it again. So I did it again. Yeah. And then after the fight, I took it out again, and so much more hair was on the ground. I was like, dang, I couldn't believe how much hair was on the floor. I'm never going to braid it again.
Yeah. And that's why you retired for boxing?
Yeah, because I don't have enough hair.
Yeah. Not enough hair to fight.
If it grows back, maybe I'll box again.
I guess serious question for the both of you guys, since we're talking about hair loss and just getting older. How do you feel about getting older? I mean, like, we kind of like... You know, we had this phase where, you know, we were young, and then you kind of like grow up, and the people who used to like listen to you, watch us, they're if you meet them now, they're like college, post-college. Yeah. How does that make you feel?
My suggestion for anybody like early 20s is stop.
What?
Oh.
Just don't get older.
Oh.
Just stop there. Be like, this is a good time. 24, just stay there.
Cool.
Yeah. Because, like, for example, like, for me, I was streaming yesterday, and then this one guy's like, oh, bro, you fell off, dude. You got old. I was like, oh.
Getting older
it kind of made me sad.
Hurt you a little bit?
It did. I told him, like, yeah, you're right, dude. Low-key kind of, like.
What hurt you more? The fact that I get that a lot, too. Yeah. You fell off, or that you are old?
The fell off. Yeah. The fell off part, for sure.
I feel you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I feel you. I mean, we kind of do disappear from some people's feeds for a little bit, and then you do something that is stupid, and it kind of goes viral, and they're like, oh my God, I haven't seen you in 15 years. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Those are like the comments nowadays that
I think it's just like when you're in your 20s, you're all about the chase. You're like, oh, I gotta get money, I gotta get more subscribers, more viewers. But eventually you're like, you're over the chase. It's the same thing with like girls. Like, you're so like, oh, I gotta go talk to girls, and then eventually that chase isn't fulfilling anymore. I think that's what happened with me. So I just don't care about being.
Yeah, I remember.
The chase, my chase days. But I don't care about like being number one or being super famous or getting noticed in public or anything. I just that's why I love Twitch so much, because it's my own little world. Yeah. We both started twitching.
Yeah, I know.
Have you ever done it?
Every day, yeah. I did it every day for a month, like a couple years ago.
Yeah.
What'd you think?
It was amazing. Yeah,
why'd you stop?
Yeah, it is hard, like mental. I'm singing every day, so
in your streams,
and like chat. Oh,
that's a lot.
Chat requests and stuff. Mm-hmm. There's some days I probably would just go IRL as well, but still kind of suck the energy. But the community that I got from that was really great. You know, Discord and everybody that.
That's what I say on about Twitch. People ask me about it. I'm like, dude, the community, like all my 20 years on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, I always said, best community, Cuckoo Squad, Wasabians, we're the best. Yeah. But I never meant it. I was just, that's what people say. That's what YouTubers say. Now on Twitch, I'm like, holy crap, this is actually my core fan base.
I know.
And I asked them, I told Roy this a million times, I said it on the podcast, but I asked them one day, I said, there's like a couple hundred people in there. I was like, guys, can you do me a favor? I just have this thing I'm wondering. Can you type in the age you first saw me at, any content like YouTube, whatever, and then what you are now? And over 100 people responded. Yeah. And 90% of them have been watching me for over a decade. Yeah. And they said they've been waiting for me to get on Twitch. Yeah. And I was like, I didn't know. Twitch is its own secret world. You don't know until you get in it. And you're like, whoa, this is what Twitch is? Yeah. So it's dope.
It's really, it's a beautiful like community. And and you get close to your mods and stuff because they're just like, they're watching out for you. You know what I mean? So yeah, I love the Twitch community. I mean, seeing you guys post a lot and been inspiring me to get on again.
Oh, yeah, you should. And like, you don't have to do every day. You can do like 3 times.
No, totally. You guys are literally doing every day.
He is.
I am.
You are?
Yeah.
I'm doing like twice a week.
Even on vacation, I feel like you.
Yeah, on vacation. Yeah,
that's insane.
If I had service, I did it twice.
Wow.
I was on a week.
Take
cruise.
a real vacation, Alex.
Yeah,
No,
I've been telling
well,
him that.
it's only like 3 days, and it's IRL, so it's not like I'm doing anything different that I wouldn't do.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just
you're still
filming
thinking
it.
about work that day.
You think that.
Yeah.
You just
but
need one day to not think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I had 5 days to not think, but
that's
they're
good.
2 days because like the first
Okay.
time I got on the cruise, I didn't realize it's not gonna leave port for like 4 hours.
Right.
So then I was like, I can just live stream.
Oh yeah.
And then I did, and it was really cool, and it stayed live for way out in the ocean. I thought it would have dropped, but it took a while to drop. And then I did it again in Puerto Rico because I had service there.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was cool. It was cool. It was good
I love that. I mean, if you're talking about getting older physically, I feel it for sure. Gravity and stuff.
Yeah.
We
should
like.
defy
I was just
it.
moving stuff in my garage,
Yeah.
and then I knew the next day I was gonna feel sore.
Oh, yeah.
and I did. Yeah,
You did?
Yeah, and that's like that's just age.
There's
Yeah.
so many times I wake up and I don't know why I'm sore. I didn't do anything.
Yeah. I feel you.
Like, why is my stomach so sore? I didn't do anything.
Your
And
stomach?
it's probably because,
Yeah.
sometimes my stomach, sometimes my back. And I think it's just because, like, the previous day I sat up in the morning like this, and then I was
for
sore.
a little bit.
Yeah.
I know.
I think it's just
different.
durability goes down a lot.
But we've known each other since our 20s.
Yeah.
maybe even younger.
Yeah, I think the first time I ever this is before I met you. I discovered you on MySpace.
Yeah.
MySpace music was a thing.
Yeah.
I was like scrolling through MySpace music, and then I saw you. Starlit Nights was the first song I
Yeah.
heard from you.
Yeah.
And the first thing I thought, like, damn, I want to move to California. I saw your location. It was like, oh, California. I was like,
Let's go.
I was like a freshman in high school. Like, dude, there are no Filipinos here. I have to go to
Yeah.
California one day.
Yeah.
I spoke that into existence.
You did. You
and
manifested.
I'm here. I did.
You manifested. You.
I
being
remember the first day we met. You were at a basketball game, and we were staying with us, the duo, and
Yeah.
we were with them. I think. Well, so we met them. We did a concert thing in Florida, and they're like,
Yeah.
"If you ever come to California, let us
Yeah.
know." So we did go to California,
here. Yeah.
and we stayed with them for a couple days.
Yeah.
And I think they were like trying to like give us away.
Oh yeah.
Because we were there for like a
You were
week,
there
and
for
they're
a long
like,
time.
"All right." And then Roy was really like, "Oh, I DM AJ. He's playing this basketball game. I would love to go see
Yeah,
him."
yeah,
And
yeah.
it was a little bit of a drive, and I was excited too. But he was like a huge fan.
Yeah,
I
dude.
loved your music. I knew all the words, but he just had a connection with you because full Filipino, and
Yeah.
like so. I was like, "Okay, yeah, let's go." And then we went over there, and then you let us stay with you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah,
Y'all
that
stayed
was
in
so
Riverside.
nice.
Y'all stayed in
Yeah.
the Riv.
Dude, I remember
Yeah.
that day. Is that when we did the baby food challenge?
It must have been the first or second day.
Yeah. First or
Yeah.
second time, yeah, we were with you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I invited all the homies over, so you met everybody, met
Yeah.
all the
Yeah.
friends and stuff.
But I remember that day we were like, we were just chilling, and then we had like a little like, I'm allergic to beer, and I remember I drank so much beer that night. I woke up with a freaking migraine because beers leads me to migraine.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. So I was like, oh, freak. So we had to go to LA for like a meeting, and I was like, here,
You had a migraine, so you remember that next day.
Yeah.
Were we playing beer pong or something? We must have
Probably,
been.
dude. I don't know. I had a blast.
I just
Yeah.
looked up our baby food challenge 11 years ago.
Oh wow. No, it must be more.
That's what it said. Maybe it's almost 12 or something.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
crazy.
Wait, we didn't even live here yet because we've only lived here for 10 years.
Yeah, dude.
Oh yeah,
It's
so
been a
that was
minute.
during the visit. It has
Yeah, it was.
6 million views.
Yeah.
Which if you convert it to today's numbers, that's probably like 20 million views.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, from back then.
Yeah,
No,
'cause it
people
was-
still comment on my stuff. Like, weren't you on, baby food challenge
Yeah,
with
yeah.
somebody? Like, that's still an iconic video for
Yeah.
some people.
Yeah.
You know, that was fun.
It
we
was
just
fun.
sold that house.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I saw.
Yeah.
Are you sad?
A little bit.
Yeah.
I had to go through a lot of boxes that I haven't gone through since like my childhood boxes,
Yeah.
just to check if it's important and stuff.
Any notable finds?
I mean, it really was just walking around and remembering the YouTube videos like your guys' and stuff, because this was a teenage hood house. It wasn't my childhood
Oh,
house.
Yeah.
So what age were you in that house for?
I think 16 on.
Oh, okay.
16 on.
So,
So,
it's been
yeah.
like 15 years at least.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then having you guys over and filming a lot of videos. I filmed my "We Could Happen" music video, which is
yeah.
an
Yeah.
iconic song for my fan base, and that music video. So walking through was emotional.
Yeah.
The last day, it was like the Will Smith meme, you know,
Yeah,
when he's just standing in the empty room.
Yeah.
That's kind of what was happening. But yeah,
Well,
moving sucks. It's tough.
It's one of the top 3 stresses in the world.
Is it?
It's
Yeah.
like financial, than like relationship problems and then moving. It's just that stressful. Or I think Roy told me that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was at the house, I guess. When in your career did you had like a breakthrough? Was it in that house or was it like
that's
before that
interesting.
house?
Oh yeah, what was like? Because Call Me Maybe was our big like boom. Oh
Yeah.
you have a big
Like
boom?
remember that moment, like the
Yeah.
house that we did it in.
Ours was actually the house. Mine was the house before that because I had shot a video with Kathy Nguyen. We did a cover of Lucky, Colby Calais.
Oh, okay, I remember.
And we did it in the bathroom, like the acoustics, and singing to the bathroom. And and that hit like 250,000 in one day.
Yeah.
So we're like, oh, that's like viral status. You know what I mean? But then, it got its millions later, but that really shifted the course of like my
where you started taking it
career at the
seriously.
time. Yeah. And you're like, people started booking us for shows and paying us. You know what I mean? So that was really important. But that was the house before. But again, that journey of just making YouTube videos, even into the next house,
yeah,
and
of course,
having friends over all the time, it feels like one long thing. And then you move and you adult, you move into your own place, and it doesn't. And it's a new chapter.
Yeah.
Are you in an apartment right now or a house?
No, we're in a house. Yeah.
And you bought it
for 2 years. Yeah.
Okay, so think about this. So when you have kids, they're gonna have to go through that one day with this house.
I know.
And like it's crazy. You're starting over, and it's gonna be the kids are gonna be like, "Oh my gosh, I lived there since I was like this old." And
that's so
crazy.
true.
Yeah, it's about to restart the cycle.
I think about that a lot. So, I took on my dad's piano, and my dad passed away when I was 10, and this was his first big purchase in the United States. It's a big 6.5 foot grand piano. And it has been in all of the houses that we've lived at. And my mom was like, hey, AJ, can you take the piano when we sell this house? Because my mom now lives with my stepdad in Lake Forest. They live out in Orange County. So I had to make space in my garage for this piano. And when I received the piano from moving in, which was only 2 weeks ago, it was like very emotional because I'm like, this is like a family heirloom type thing.
Yeah.
And it is my actual responsibility to carry it on
and maintain it. Yeah.
And maintain it and like make sure it gets passed down to maybe
kids.
my kids, you know what I mean? But yeah, I think about what like legacy is and the things that you leave behind. My advice is that to you guys and to myself is not to leave something as big as a 6.5 grand piano because it's stressful, already. Like just little things to hold on to. Yeah. But then imagine this big piano that we had to pay hundreds of dollars to move, and then now garage. Not that I would have it any other way, and I'm like so grateful for it. But it's part of the stressors, and it's part of the it's part of it. Like looking at things that you grew up with and keeping it and passing it on and stuff. But I'm really grateful that I have that. So that was a cool experience that happened.
Oh, so the piano has been through like different places.
Different places. And like, I remember my dad playing that piano every night, like literally remember it in my room upstairs. And there was one night where he stopped playing every day, and I like cried that night. Like I remember when that changed, when he stopped playing every day. So that's just something I'm thinking about into my own next chapter. I did buy my own piano at home. I have my own upright piano that's in the house, but now this grand piano is that has had so many hands play it. And like my dad wrote songs on it and stuff, and I've written songs on it, and then it'll go on into the next era.
Do you think you surpassed your dad as like who's played that piano the most?
Ooh, that's interesting.
Or not yet?
He was 53 when he died. He had that for 20 years.
Oh, dang.
I'm
probably close.
Yeah, no, I'm 35, so I've been playing it longer, I think.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay, dang.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy.
And one day your kids might play it more than you.
I know. Yeah. That is really... That's a wild thing to think about. Yeah. If I have been playing that piano longer than my dad has. And I have.
Dang, that's crazy.
Yeah.
I'm going to start coming over. I'm going to beat your record. Just here in the garage at 2 a.m. I'm like, who's playing the freaking Alex?
I don't know about, maybe he played longer sessions on it.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. I mean, I've spent a couple hours on there. I'm sure you played that piano.
Yeah, that's a nice piano.
Yeah,
I've touched it.
You've touched it.
Yeah, I touched it.
Yeah, you've hooked up with girls on it. I'm just kidding. On the top. I'm just like, I go out and look. I'm like, what are they doing?
That was the past. That was the past. I'm a loyal. I'm a one woman kind of guy.
Yeah. No, that never happened.
That was like our Philippines trip. Remember that trip?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that was crazy.
That
The
was
Philippines trip is
crazy.
probably still the craziest trip I've ever been on.
The one with us?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
With the wedding.
I mean, and just like we were young and like we were just like meeting people and stuff.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
That was crazy. And we almost didn't go to the second part of the wedding. Remember, we were like, should we head out or should we go to the second wedding? And we did, and it got crazier.
Yes, and then
I'm so glad we didn't.
We
leave.
were with our friend Jansen.
Yeah.
And, he wasn't invited to the second one,
wasn't.
but he was hanging out with us the whole week.
Yeah.
The first wedding and stuff. That the bride Trisha, and they're not together anymore. Gab and Trisha.
Yeah.
She was just like, you know what? Just bring your friend.
No way.
Yeah, and he came. He
Are
came
you
to the
sure?
second
Because he's a
wedding.
lot.
He's kind of crazy. Yeah. At the time, he was also a single guy.
Yeah.
Oh
He was
gosh.
awesome.
What a time.
That was
What a
crazy. I
time.
remember Ariel's Point was crazy. The first wedding was
Ariel's
crazy.
Point. Yeah, you guys could still look up those vlogs. Right?
Yeah,
They're still
it's
up.
on your old channel. Right?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
That's when I just vlogged every day. Just
I
people
kinda
talk
do
about
wanna
it all
watch
the time.
that.
Yeah.
I'm like, dang, good
That
thing
was
I
in
vlogged it.
2013?
I don't
No.
know. It was no,
15,
No,
15.
yeah, 15.
Okay,
yeah,
We moved
15.
in 24, and then
Oh, okay.
I met Gab randomly at like a YouTube thing.
Yeah.
And
I remember he called me. He was like,
Oh,
you know
after?
Alex? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. We called you because we were
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
how do we know each other? Why do
Yeah,
you look
yeah.
familiar? And we're
Uh-huh.
like, oh. And then he was like, hey, where do you live at? I was like, oh, Glendale. It was like a 45-minute drive. And he's like, oh, I'm on the way. Can you drop me off? And I was like, yeah.
Was he really?
Yeah, he was.
Oh, okay.
And so I was like, oh, okay. Because he was like 30 minutes away. I was 45 minutes away. So I was like, oh, yeah, whatever. Come on. And then my mom called on the way. She FaceTimed me, and then she's like, what are you doing? I was like, oh, I'm taking my friend home. And I showed her who it was. And this
Yes.
is where I realized who he was.
Yeah.
And she was like, oh, my God.
Yeah,
I
she's
was
like,
like,
"That's-
what?
Gab Valenciano.
Yeah. And then she's like, oh, his dad's like the Michael Jackson of the Philippines.
Yeah,
and I was
yeah,
like,
yeah.
oh, cool. And then I was like, all right, Mom, love you. I'll talk to you later. And then I was like,
So
have you ridden in a Toyota Camry before? Or is this like a first for you? I don't know.
he's probably like, yeah, I have a driver.
It's like, this is actually an audition. I need an American driver. I just moved here.
Yeah.
And so it's an audition. But then randomly, I just met him. And then he was like, yo, you should come to a wedding.
Yeah, that's right.
I was like,
remember.
I was like, oh yeah, I'm down. And I'm thinking it was in LA, and he's like, cool, it's in 2 weeks. And I was like, oh, cool, yeah, let me know, send me the address. He's like, Philippines. I was like, damn. I was like, all right.
You know what's crazy is that I was asked to be a groomsman for that wedding.
Oh,
I
really?
was. Yeah, I was, but I still didn't have plans to go.
Yeah.
And we were all talking. It was like, are you guys still going to the Philippines? And at that time, I was just like, I don't know if I can like afford it, because I had gone to Gab's first wedding. They got married in Vegas.
They had
Him
3
and Trisha.
weddings?
They had 3 weddings. So I had gone. It was like, I was
Yeah.
driving at like 5 a.m. To Vegas. Me and my friend Eric, and we got there. It was like an Elvis wedding. It was crazy, y'all. It was crazy. And if you know Gary V, his dad, you know, he's just kind of sitting there like, oh, this is interesting. Anyway, so I did that wedding, and then he asked me to be a groomsman, and then we were still thinking about going to the Philippines. But when you were texting me, I feel like you felt that I was hesitant about it.
Yeah.
And it was because of like finances.
Yeah.
And Alex paid for my flight.
Oh, you did?
Yeah. Do you even
My
remember
God,
that?
bro.
Yeah, I remember that.
Okay. He's like, yeah.
No,
I spent like $1,000.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I used
remember-
Roy's money. Not your.
I remember me and Roy, that was like the time where we were
Yeah, I
kind of
remember.
butting heads at the
Yeah,
time.
yeah.
So I was like, oh, okay, me and Roy are going to go. And I was like, damn, I hope it's like the stress of traveling, the stress,
Yeah.
we might butt heads. So I was like, oh, AJ's going. And then I found out you couldn't go because finances. And I was like, oh, what? I want you to come.
Please
because
be the buffer, please.
it'll
AJ, please.
But it'll also make the trip better because I told like he like looked up to you a lot. So I was like, oh, that'd be a good surprise for Roy, and like it'll be great. And then I don't know how Jansen got there.
Oh, he was in school there.
He
already.
lived there
Oh, he was
already, bro.
already-
Yeah,
Oh,
so
yeah,
I called him.
right,
I called him. I was like,
right,
"Hey,
right,
you're
right.
in Manila, dude. I haven't seen you in like years."
He was
Let's hang
probably
out."
like, this is the craziest thing ever. And then Matt. Oh no, that wasn't it. That was a Jollibee one. But that was a crazy trip.
Yeah,
man. That was so
dude.
fun.
That was so fun, you guys.
Yeah.
I remember the butting heads chapter because I think I sat next to you guys separately on each plane ride because we also had to fly to Boracay.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I remember Alex being like, yeah, man, me and Roy are not actually best friends.
Yeah.
Like, you telling me that was kind of crazy because I was just like, because in my mind you guys were.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if you meant it at the time or whatever you were saying.
At the time,
you guys were just like.
I think it was just like we were like feuding in real life, but then on camera we had to. And like on camera, at the beginning, we really were like that in real life. But then work got in the way, moving, traveling, just like resentment on certain things.
I didn't realize he experienced like some of our like
our
energies or auras at the time.
The energy for sure from you.
Yeah.
Alex would tell me a little more straight up. I think your communication is a little different. So you would tell me stuff for real.
Yeah.
It was more
like
of just an
bush.
energy thing. And if I bring up Alex or something or whatever, you would maybe
hissing,
change the topic.
He changed the topic.
Yeah, you would never say words. You would just do some crazy shit.
He just had a voodoo doll. He's stabbing it. But those are just young, stupid days. But that's crazy that you were there.
Yeah.
You picked up on that.
There's such a psychological thing to being like front-facing camera people and like how you have to be perceived and stuff. And I felt that a lot from you guys. And I was like, man, I was like, I don't want to have any relationships like that. Not in a way where I'm like, you know what I mean?
No, we wouldn't want that either.
I wanted to, I like tried to learn from the communication that was happening, but it was natural and we were young and stuff. You know what I mean?
And like everybody goes through that. Like One Direction broke up, Backstreet Boys, NSYNC, everybody breaks up, Smosh.
Right.
Like
are they back together? Smosh?
Yeah.
They did. Yeah, they got back together like a month after we did. And I was like, no way, what a coincidence.
Nice.
But
yeah, it's growing pains and you guys created something really
I think
great
another
together.
thing that like is hard, especially when you find success young and you're a duo, is then like because of your job, it's kind of forcing you to grow up together when we're different people and we're supposed to grow like this and like be near like parallel to each other. But we were forced to be on the same line.
Right.
And I'm different. He's
You're
different.
trying to go this way, but you can't.
Yeah.
Trying to go this way, you can't.
Yeah. And then we split up and we became a lot more successful.
Yeah.
So then we got back together and didn't work out. But
yeah, I mean, I feel like in life, the place for that person is your partner, like your romantic partner, and you guys are meant to like look at each other. But your friends and stuff, you guys are not meant to look at each other all the time, but you are meant to just like all look ahead and
like
just
this.
and do this. But
in.
kind of in a group because we all have common interests and stuff and the growth and I mean that's why we're all still friends. You know what I mean through the years. But to have that partner
where you
feel like you have to do this and you're looking at each other. But that's tough.
I think also like we were getting older when we first started, like 15, 14. It was younger. We did stuff that we thought was funny at our age, but then we got stuck in that. So 10 years later, we're still doing stuff that we thought was funny at 15 because that's what the audience wants. Because it's like Nickelodeon. They're not going to, after like 10 years, they're going to switch to like teenage content.
Right.
They're not going to do that because you have to stay in there. Yeah. And I think that was our problem.
I didn't realize we were going to be talking about our feuds.
Me either, because I forgot that he was...
You're in the middle of like... a lot of it.
Yeah. Do you remember anything else where like we took jabs at each other and you're like, whoa, I thought you guys were best friends?
I feel like I cared about your guys' move to LA a lot. And I was just like always wondering how it was going.
Yeah.
And I just remember you maybe, and this is maybe when you started talking a little more like, Alex comes home late. Like it's just different. You guys have different, do you remember that? You guys have different ways of living, and you guys were also living together.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, that was because we did live together but we had roommates. So this is the first time when we moved to LA. It was the first time just us.
Yeah.
Yes. Exactly. Exactly.
I would go to his place probably twice a month.
Maybe just to escape.
Yeah.
Honestly, and just like hang out with us.
Dang,
well, there was like a lot that happened in that. Was that 1 year in that
1 year
Avalon?
Yeah.
So like. He was like homesick, didn't know. The communication was the biggest problem. There. I didn't know that he was like homesick and all that stuff.
Yes.
And then we didn't know anybody else. And he just seemed very annoyed with me. So I was like, both our families weren't very communicative. Like we never said we loved each other till we got older and like all that stuff. So then I was like, my way of dealing with this or trying to fix this is to get out of his way.
Yeah.
So then I started making other friends. So then I was like, oh, if he sees me less, maybe he'll miss me more. And like just weird kid thoughts. No. Yeah, it made it worse. But so I was like going out, and then I should have been like, hey, you want to come with me? But I was like, but then you're going to be with me.
I would have said no anyway.
Yeah. You probably would have said no. So I was like, oh, let me get out of the way. And then it just was going downhill from there. But
yeah, a lot of maybe unspoken stuff too.
Yeah.
It helps build more resentment and stuff.
Yeah, and I think if you leave things to the imagination, so he didn't know what was going
So
on me,
true.
I didn't know what was going on him,
So true.
your mind goes crazy. So
you
I was like,
spiral, dude.
yeah,
You
I was like, he just
spiral.
hates me for no reason. And then
in
he
reality, I
was
was just hanging out with AJ.
yeah.
Yo, you were my beautiful escape. Hey,
That was good.
hey, you
bro.
saw that? You saw
That
that?
was good, bro. That was almost as good as Roy Allen.
Right. No,
That's crazy. You were really there for all that.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
crazy.
yeah.
anyways, we're past that point.
Yeah,
You
we're
are
past
you
that.
are past that, and I'm glad that you guys get to heal from that. And I've seen all the podcasts and stuff too.
Yeah,
you guys
yeah.
talking about it. And, but yeah, I'm glad I was there for that.
We interrupt this program to give you our sponsor for today's episode, Huel Black Edition Ready to Drink.
Make sure to go to Huel.com/spicyfruit and use our code SPICYFRUIT to get 15% off your first order and a free gift.
So I don't eat breakfast or lunch,
Same.
Yes.
That's what I was going to say.
but Huel's been making it a lot easier for me just to get all my macros done. It has calcium too because my poops have been nice.
Yeah, I actually I wake up and I gotta go. A lot of times I'm busy. Either I don't eat, I don't drink, or I grab a Huel.
Yes.
Yeah, it's just the freaking convenience of it. There's no prep, no hassle, no nothing. You just grab it, open it, drink it, done.
Yeah. Dude, banana flavor has been so.
That's your favorite?
Yes.
That's my favorite. No way. Is that what you have at your place?
Yes.
Oh.
Yes. It's just like, especially since we stream, I hate eating, and I kind of like eating in front of like my viewers, but like it's just so convenient because like, you go and then play the next game.
So quick. It's like go.
Yeah.
And it's cheaper than freaking coffee. Coffee's expensive.
Coffee's like $6.
Yeah, it's cheaper than coffee. It's ready to go. It has everything you need.
Just to give you guys a quick summary of how effective this is, Huel Black Edition Ready to Drink contains all the vitamins and minerals you need throughout the day.
Yeah, and freaking nutrition experts already did all the work. So it takes the guesswork out of eating and drinking healthy.
35 grams of protein,
Yup.
27 different vitamins and minerals, and it's low in sugar.
Yup.
It's literally the balanced meal.
So with Huel Black Edition Ready to Drink, you can't go wrong. So make sure to go to Huel.com/spicyfruit and use our code SPICYFRUIT to get 15% off your first order and a free gift. You know what one of my biggest regrets in life is?
Yeah, tell me.
Leaving Roy's wedding a little too early and not hearing you say I was having.
Why did you leave?
I was having crazy tooth pain.
Oh.
Yeah, I was like, I can't. I
this is
stayed
crazy.
way because it was Roy. I stayed way longer than I would have for anybody.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I was in the corner like, and like it got so bad at one point in the wedding. I went to get Oragel or like whatever the numbing stuff, and I was putting it on every 5 minutes. I would put more on just so I could stay longer.
No way.
It's because I got punched in the face, and I guess
because you were training for a fight.
I was training for a fight,
Got it.
and then I guess I got punched with an uppercut, and it hit here, and the doctor said the ligaments right here, like got extended, like overextended, and so then it was making my tooth, like I guess something happened with my tooth root, I don't know, but it was killing me, I was like, this sucks. Like Alexis said she felt so bad. She was like, she's the only one that really noticed because I was hiding it from everybody else. But every once in a while, I'd be like,
dude, it's okay. You didn't miss too much. It was like the best performance I've ever experienced.
You just missed my performance. That's fine.
I was like, I'm gonna stay as long as I can, and then we did the mosh pit, and then we picked up Roy.
Yeah, I remember, that was cool. That was fun.
And then right after I left, and then you sang, and you were probably like,
yeah, that's right.
he's gone, guys. Let's go.
yeah. It was actually Alex left. It's time. Go, DJ.
Yeah,
hit the track.
Do it. He's gone. Let's
so
go back to the old days. I hate you. AJ, go.
And then AJ went to Roy. He's like, "You like your wedding present?" And he was like, "Yeah, that's perfect." Yeah,
Stupid.
That was great.
It was
What a great wedding.
Yeah,
by the way.
AJ and his wife
Yes.
Alyssa performed in the ceremony. They played beautiful music.
Yeah.
During
we
mass.
did the Catholic mass.
Yeah.
Oh
What
my
did you
God,
sing?
That's so beautiful.
At the end?
At the end, we could happen. Yeah.
Dang it!
I know. It was tight too because Monette is childhood friends with the girl who was in the music video, Nina Faye. And Nina Faye was there in the crowd as well, which was so crazy.
It was very coincidental.
Like, like what? She was the music video girl, and then I'm here and I'm singing. So that was a really, really fun time. And if you missed it, then
yeah, it's probably like a core memory.
Yeah, exactly. One of those, dude.
You were in the wedding.
Yeah.
So,
hey, your speech was really great.
Okay.
Yeah. It was a great speech.
I was excited to do it because because we were feuding for so long and we just got back together. Yeah. And we just maybe a year randomly collabing with each other, seeing each other sometimes. And then he asked me to come over collab and he surprised me in the middle of the video with will you be my groomsman? And that didn't even click in my head. I was just happy to go to the wedding. Yeah. So then I was like, oh, when's he gonna freaking ask me to go to the wedding? There's no way he's not gonna ask me to go to the wedding. Yeah. And I didn't realize it was gonna be groomsman. And then he said if his brothers weren't gonna be the best man, I would have been the best man. And I was like, oh.
Right. Of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
And then I was like, hey, can I do a speech? And he was like, even though I'm not best man, he's like,
he goes over to my house.
He was like, so AJ, man.
He's like, AJ, he freaking wants to take my thunder. He wants to steal my wedding. I
can't believe. Yeah.
But I was like,
I
asked, I was like,
very cool.
Because I was surprised by your reaction because I was like, oh man, hey, can I do a speech? Because I just did one for my brother's wedding, and I was like, oh, that was awesome. I got to say everything I wanted to say in front of all our loved ones. Yeah. And then I was like, hey, can I?
I love that you impose.
I was
That's
like,
the best thing.
Can I do a speech? And he was like, dude, would you? And I was like,
love it.
Oh, he wants me to. Yeah, and then I was like, yeah, can I? And he's like, dude, yes, I would love that. I was like, yes.
I'm like, yes, dude.
No,
usually people don't want to give speeches.
That's so true.
Right? Yeah.
And they feel kind of forced in the beginning of the speech. So I don't do this very often.
For you who don't know me.
Yeah, for those of you who don't know me. And again, I don't do public speaking.
And then I started mine with a rap.
Dude, it was so good. And I thought it was very appropriate that Alex would do that because everyone in the room knows that that's a big part of your journey, your YouTube stuff. Yeah, and if Alex can help represent that chapter in your life, you know what I mean? That makes sense.
Yeah.
So I love it. And speeches are kind of our least favorite part of weddings sometimes. And we're like, oh my gosh. But when the speeches are really good and when they're not too, when there's not 17 of them, you know what I mean? You guys had 4. Yeah, that was perfect.
Yeah, it was good. I think the brothers did one together.
Yeah, they did one.
And that was really funny.
That was super funny.
That was really funny.
And I assumed that people's would be sadder. So I was like, oh, okay, I won't take the sad route. I'll be like the comic relief at the end.
Everyone did the comic
relief.
Everyone
was funny, bro.
I was like, okay, well.
They were actually super funny.
Yeah, they were super funny. And then I actually while they were doing theirs, I adjusted mine because I was like, oh, let me take some.
Damn it, they're funnier than mine.
No. Not the funny part. I added more sad parts.
Oh, okay.
You added more emotion.
More emotion to it because I was like, oh, dang, nobody did emotion. Okay, let me throw some in there somewhere. Yeah. It was fun. It was good.
Yeah, that was fun. It was good. As I feel like a lot of people saw each other that haven't seen each other in a long time. That wedding too.
So yeah, that's cool about weddings.
Full circle. Yeah.
But it is also wild to think about. I mean, you've been with Monette forever, but you've also met some of my ex-girlfriends, and then and clearly you with the millions
of what?
I don't know.
Followers.
That's what I was gonna say. So the growth that we kind of, and the little the milestones. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So marriage is a big one
for yours and Alyssa's wedding.
Yeah.
The same way, right?
Yeah, totally. I'm sorry to invite you, Alex.
It's okay.
It's okay.
Why didn't I get invited again?
Because you didn't go to his house a lot.
Dude. It was just a couple of trips.
I actually did. I was just in the car in the street, crying. I would follow Roy.
No, you were having on the piano.
No. Okay. All right. Wait. Let me clear this up. Because it sounds like I had a slut phase. I did not. I had in between girlfriend slut phases. But I was at my core, I was always a boyfriend guy. But in between the relationships, I did get a little crazy.
No, I felt that though.
Yeah.
I felt that when you were with specific people, you were really with them.
Yeah.
Even if it was a short time or a long time.
I've never cheated. I've never like I've
young
always
20s,
been,
bro. Young 20s.
Yeah, I was always looking for the one. I was just like having fun in between, like Ted. Like Ted from How I Met Your Mother.
Ted
Is that
Bundy.
his name? Ted Mosby. Yeah.
Yeah.
He had a couple phases,
Yeah,
but he was always
absolutely.
looking for the one. Same thing.
Nothing's wrong. It's just when you're young, you just do everything when you're 20s. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you guys talked about on the pod?
Yeah.
When you're getting married?
When I'm getting married?
Yeah.
Oh, I want to.
Yeah.
I definitely this is the one.
I
She
hate
is
that
the
question,
one.
by the way, too. Like, and I'm sure we're getting when you having kids.
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
You know what I
yeah.
mean?
I'm
Things
like,
you have kids.
I'm thinking about around like 20. Shut the.
we're having a kid.
Everything we post, we can't post anything without everybody saying, lock
Of
it down,
course,
get
I
married,
know.
where's the ring,
Yeah.
do it.
Yeah.
We just posted like a nice little couples picture or pictures from Puerto Rico on the cruise.
Yeah.
And all the comments are like, oh my God, I thought this was an engagement announcement. And we're like, can we not post
I
a
know,
picture?
I
But
know. The pressure gets real.
We
for
do.
sure.
Yeah.
It is going to be like not far from now.
Yeah.
Like
Love it.
I haven't planned it or anything, but I have some ideas and crazy stuff, especially for the wedding. This is like
Wow.
I ask her all the time. I'm like, hey, can I do this at the wedding?
Yeah.
And she's
that's
like,
cool.
like maybe 20%. She says no. 80%. She's like, okay,
Yeah.
because it's your wedding too.
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah.
So there's a couple cool things I want to do.
Oh, wow.
It's gonna be fun.
So when you're having kids, bro.
Yeah. Do you have do you have a time span? You're trying to do that?
No. I mean, when we were on tour last year and the year before that, me and Alyssa the whole time were like, I don't know how we would do this with kids.
Mm-hmm.
I know that some
Yeah.
people could make it happen,
Yeah.
and do it.
Yeah.
And they probably do it well.
Mm-hmm.
But we are already thinking about, and I know this is not a real true comparison, but when we think about our dogs being taken care of while we're on the road.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And even recently, my sister, who usually takes care of the dogs, was like, hey, AJ, Alyssa, it's really hard for me to do this for long periods of time. So I just, like she set a boundary, like a healthy boundary, and let me know for real instead of like resenting like doing it.
Yeah.
So thinking of things like that.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, oh, when we have kids, we're also gonna have to be like, we don't want to pull that card all the time too.
Yeah.
The parents and stuff. So we're thinking about all that stuff, and we might be overthinking because no one's ever ready to have
of
kids,
course.
right? Like you're not going to be truly ready, but it is stuff that we think about.
So what besides all that, what do you guys want to have kids or
Yeah.
you're- Oh, okay.
Yeah, we do want to have kids.
Yeah.
I mean, I think about my dad all the time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Where he was like really happy to have a son, to like carry on the family name. I guess. And then he had 2 more girls, and like having that companionship and having great parents makes me want to be a parent as well.
Yeah.
So, and Alyssa, we talk about it. We talk about it all the time, which is very cool and very healthy.
Yeah.
And then there are some days, I mean, as someone who's like in a similar field with you guys and music and stuff, there's some months where I'm just like, shoot, like, and we have a mortgage to pay now.
Yeah.
It kind of comes in waves, and I'm like, shoot, can we even afford to have a child right now? And then, when we're doing well and you get that big brand deal or whatever it is, it's like, all right, let's do it. You know what I mean? Like it comes in waves. So that's where we're at right now.
I'm always thinking about like, did you have a certain age that you thought you were gonna get married and have kids when you were younger?
27.
Same.
That's my number.
I thought
That's my number 2.
Yeah, you like
I was
write that down or
Definitely
whatever.
getting married before 30 or
Yeah.
like early 30s, like 31, 32,
Yeah.
33. I'm having my first kid.
Yeah.
Now I'm about to turn 35 at the end of this month.
Yeah.
And so I am not even married. So if I end up getting married or like proposing like this year, I'll probably get married at 36 and then have kids at like 38. And so when my kids are 12, I'll be 50.
Sure.
Yeah, I'll be 50, and I'm like, oh man, will I still be able to like?
You'll
I'm
be
already
a fit 50.
my durability is already pretty down. like I wake up with pains all the time. Like getting in shape is so much harder. I can't, because before I could just work out a shit ton and eat whatever and be in shape. Now I have to do both, and I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Dang
You're
it.
getting old, man.
Yeah.
I think that's the theme of the convo. We're old, bro.
Yeah, so at 50, like, it's I don't know. I just want to be able to, like, roughhouse with my kids. And yesterday, Alexis asked me, she's in the car, she's like, if we have 3 daughters, would you want to try again for a 4th to get a son? I was like, no. And she was like, well, what if we have 3 sons? Do you want to try again for a daughter? I was like, no.
Yeah.
And she's like, you're fine with being a girl dad? I was like, that's fine.
Yeah.
Like, I would like a son just so I can roughhouse with them and, like just do stuff. But I was like, if I'm a girl dad, they're all gonna know how to fight.
Yeah.
And then she was like, yeah. I was like, it doesn't matter. It could be a girl that can fight. Like, it'll be cool. All 3 of them against me. Like, who can win? Let's go. Yeah.
My best friend Arby is like, he just had his 2nd kid. Yeah. And it's a girl. Mm-hmm. And he keeps saying, I mean, he's joking. He's like, I want to try again for a boy. You know,
it's 2
he's
girls?
not joking.
2 girls.
Joking is like 50%
You're
truth.
right, Roy. You're right, Roy. Knowing Arby. But Danielle's like, no, I'm done.
Yeah.
I'm done. Yeah. So you'll never know when it happens if like you want to keep going or not, you know? But
I think I'll probably be done at 2 kids.
Yeah? You think so?
I think so.
2 is ideal for me too, I think.
It'd be cool to have like twins and then another one.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Wow. Ideal to have twins.
Twins would be cool. But
do you have twins in your family? Like
no.
Oh.
I mean,
in Alexis's family?
No,
your
I think
sister-in-law?
Yeah.
Got it. It doesn't, not in the blood. Not in the blood.
But I think Alexis said she did have twins in her family, like multiple generations ago. So maybe it's possible.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll manifest that for you.
Yeah.
Twins.
I think
twins.
Yeah, I didn't. So now that we get to this age, I talk to people that are married and then they're trying to have kids, and then it's crazy how hard it is to have kids. Mm-hmm. Like, especially when you get older, like it's hard to like get pregnant. And I'm like, whoa. And then I found out that with freaking birth control, if you're on birth control and you get off of it because you want to have kids, it could take 6 to 12 months to even like for it to
your
be
body
out
to
of your
get
system.
Yeah.
I was like, dang.
Yeah, there's a lot of factors.
The stats
a lot of science
are wild.
But you know what? My mom had Justine at 38. Mm-hmm. You know, and she was a healthy baby. Clearly, she's grown up just fine. Mm-hmm. I think that it's a lot. Like I know in other countries, it's not looked at as like a geriatric pregnancy. Like they don't make it seem that way. In other countries as much as they do here. So. I think that the journey, and we're talking about like our age, wanting to have kids and married, that timeline is clearly changed over the generations, you know, like because we are more encouraged, I think anyway, to like do what we want to do, follow our dreams and stuff. Our parents, we have immigrant parents, right? All of us, like they kind of felt like they had to, survive, get here, have the kids. Because the generation before them was just having more kids. Yeah. Like a lot of them probably have a lot of siblings. You know, my mom has 5 siblings. Like it's crazy.
12,
So now we have a lot more time and room because now our parents are encouraging us in a great way to live our life and be happy before like trying to have kids and like do all that stuff on the timeline.
I think it's also just society, your environment. So in North Carolina, all our friends are they're on their 3rd kid. They're married at like 26.
The slower the city, the faster you are to family.
In LA, it's completely the opposite. They're like, oh, just have kids in your 30s. It's fine. Like just live your life, have fun. And then I was like, oh, so it just depends on where you grew up.
Yeah. Wow.
If we stayed in North Carolina, we probably would have been married and had kids.
Maybe.
I don't know if it's legal for us to get married in North Carolina yet. Is it?
No,
I'm just kidding.
No, it's gone.
You
It's gone.
guys.
But we would have. We definitely probably would have done that.
Wow, that's crazy to think that there's another timeline that you guys would have just stayed there.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure.
You know what I mean?
I don't think it would have been bad either.
Yeah,
I think it would have been nice.
We would have had a big house.
Yeah,
I think you could do YouTube and all that stuff anywhere, obviously.
Yeah.
But it's very cool that like, you know, we have this community and like meeting you guys. And
Yeah, I like it here a lot.
Yeah.
I think just because LA is very diverse. That's the number one thing for me. And, they're not racist.
What I pay for rent here, like the place I live at now is like however much money it is, but it would be like maybe $900 in rent in North Carolina. And it's like, here it's like 7 times that amount.
But there's nothing to do though.
Yeah, in North
That's
Carolina,
the cost.
Yeah, it's pretty boring.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
That's the payoff.
That's the payoff.
Yeah.
I mean, if you don't have like friends there, I mean, friends just make it better over there.
Yeah.
But without that, you have like Baskin Robbins over there. And
South Point Mall.
South
Point movies. Yeah.
All these Cheesecake Factory.
Yeah,
of course,
yep, for sure. Maggiano's. Every time I came home, we did the same thing. We went to the movies. We went to the mall. We got Cheesecake Factory. And so then most of the time, I'd rather bring them here.
Yeah.
Because it's just like, like, what are we going to do? We're going to go there and hang out and, like, not do anything. But if you come here, we can go to Universal. We can go to the beach. We can go whatever.
Yeah. Have you ever felt that way, going to somewhere, and then it just felt slow, and you're like,
I mean, I feel that way about, like, Riverside and...
Oh, no way.
Yeah.
And Moreno Valley.
Yeah.
You know, we got a couple of IE folks in here.
Yeah, in the room.
It's slow.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just way different. That, like, most of the time, we would probably drive out to LA or, like, West Covina or something to do something. Like, we would go to this city called Rolling Heights. That's where Alyssa's from, actually. And just to go to this photo booth called Q to take little photos and, like, print them into stickers.
Yeah.
Like, we would drive 45 minutes just to do that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, that I like this small like, now growing up though, I'm like, whenever I do go back to Riverside, not that I would ever move back there, maybe, but I look at the houses and stuff, and I'm like, oh, I could live this life, I think.
You get a nicer house.
You know,
like, if you move out there.
But the drive sucks.
Yeah.
You know, that's the number one thing. The gas and stuff. So.
No, freaking the drive.
The drive. Oh my God. I'm just like, you guys coming out so much to Riverside was just like, that was amazing to me because it's at least an hour. You know what I mean? It's not going to be any less than an hour.
Yeah.
And I live 15 minutes off the freeway. And you guys came through all the time.
Yeah,
which was so
it
cool.
was a great time.
It was fun. We were excited too.
We were just talking about, being in the big city. There's a lot of things to do. But when I first moved here, there was nothing for me to do except go to the slow town and just hang out.
Yeah, go to the slow town.
Yeah, that just shows like friends is a big thing about like,
Yeah, it's like the people you're with.
Yeah, exactly.
If you go to like some lame club that's not playing great music or whatever, it's really the people you're with that will make it fun.
Yeah.
And like it doesn't. Yeah. Well, we're getting in our feels.
What was your first impression of us when you first met
Oh,
us?
first impression? What the hell?
Yeah.
Where you're like, because like I feel like a lot of people saw us as like these big giant YouTubers, but we just we're just like normal kids, and we're like, what do we do? And then we're getting treated this way, but we're like, we don't know what's happening.
Yeah.
I think I was trying my best to treat you guys like humans because I had also encountered that a lot.
Yeah.
Meeting musicians who are super talented and like, also have a lot of followers back in the day, but just treating them like friends.
Yeah.
But of course, in the back of my mind is like, oh, these guys are really big YouTubers. I want to make sure that I impress them and like things like that. That naturally will come.
Yeah.
But you guys were super cool. And you were a lot more musical than I thought you would be as well.
Cool,
which is so like you're literally jamming with some of my friends who were crazy musicians. Do you remember Peter, who played the saxophone?
Yeah.
Andrew, who played the flute. Like, you're like actually jamming with these people.
Tight.
I was like, dude, Roy's a musician.
There's nothing to do back home. So
Yeah.
And all self-taught too. He learned all that
all
stuff.
self-taught. It's amazing.
It's crazy.
And then I related a lot more to Alex's extrovertness.
Yeah.
So it's like your musicianship and your Filipino kindness. And then we got Alex's like, extrovert.
Yeah.
Very good in a room. You're very good in a room, so you're able to just like light it up or start conversation. Very charming with women. So I was like, these are my guys. These are my guys, man.
Yeah,
we felt really thankful.
Because like I think even now I feel like we don't realize how big we were. Yeah. Even with Guava Juice, I bet you feel the same way. In my daily vlogging, I didn't realize how big we were. So when like you meet people, and then they start treating you like, oh my God. And then you're like, oh,
I know.
Oh, and you never did that. You were just like, oh, you're just homies. And like, you're kind of like very similar to the people we grew up with.
Yeah.
That's why we gravitated towards you so much.
Yeah. I got along with your guys' friend group.
Yeah.
I feel like anytime they visit.
Yeah.
Pretty well. So what was your first impression of me?
I think I think I was actually kind of nervous because of how much Roy looked up to you and like talked about like wanting to meet you, and I was like, oh shit, So I think I was nervous, and then I was just kind of going with the flow.
Yeah.
And I remember I went there, and then your friend really liked me, and then I was just like, hey, and then you were like, nah, and then you were helping me like wingmanning me, and then I was like, oh. I don't even remember. I don't remember her name. I think it was a K. Oh no, N. It wasn't N. It wasn't N. I know now. What? We hung out for one night 15 years ago.
Yeah.
It's fine.
No, it's fine.
Yeah. But I remember, you were like helping. Yeah, like, we just met and you were wingmanning me.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. That's cool.
That was fun. That was cool.
Yeah.
But I was super nervous about that too, because like that was the first LA girl I talked to. So, or I mean, California girls. So I was like,
California. We were IE, bro. It's so different.
I'm
sure when you met LA girls, you're like, this is not the same.
Yeah. It was just a lot, because North Carolina's a small town. It's like, and then meeting somebody, and then somebody likes me, and I was like, what do I do, AJ? And you're like, I got you.
Yeah.
And then I was like, okay, cool.
And for me, I felt like I knew you.
Yeah,
you know, I used to watch all your stuff and like YouTube and kind of figure out who you were. So when I finally met you, you're like, hey.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, what's good, bro? I was like, oh, you said the F word. Naughty, bro. But no, you just had this, you probably get this a lot too, but you have this like energy to you where I don't know if it's coincidental, but it's very you bring people together pretty well. I don't know how you do that. I don't know if it's your extrovertedness or your aura or whatever, but you just do a really good job like connecting people together, and that's honestly your superpower.
Thanks, man.
Yeah.
I feel that more, that as I grow older, like even if musician wasn't on my headstone, if it said that I brought people together, like I would be cool with that. Because I really do feel joy, and like that fills my cup a lot when I see people who met through me or whatever, having their own friendships and like just being happy. Like that's kind of how I am at a party. It's like if I do like to help like control, like say big jam session, I'm like playing all the songs and stuff. But I do also love it if someone else were to take over it and I'm just like seeing everybody having a good time. And I don't have to like do that anymore. Because it actually does have, and I've actually been unpacking this in therapy. Like having a burden of feeling like I am responsible for people's happiness and things like that. And like, you know, always having, I mean, I'm sure you guys relate to like always having to like pay for the bill, like at dinner, you know, things like that. And you just like, you want everyone to be happy, and you'll do so much to like try to control it. But at some point you also just have to like let it go and have others kind of control their own empathy. Like it's not up to you. You know what I mean? Like you can let them be. But I care so much about people being happy when I'm around them. You know what I mean? I think.
But at the end of the day, it's your happiness.
Right? Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I kind of feel that way because I feel like a responsibility to like, especially like hosting.
Exactly.
It's like a hosting thing.
Yeah.
Like I just like hosting people, seeing people happy, like the control of like, you know, making sure things go right. Stuff like that. I don't know where I got that from. I think it's just, I don't know. Maybe it's embedded in my genetics. Maybe like because I saw my parents like they like hosting events, they like hosting, and they just like seeing people happy. So
and like we have the means to do that. You guys do a really great job too at like taking care of your friends and the people, and like when we used to go to your apartment and stuff. You know what I mean?
Especially this guy, he takes care of his friends a lot.
Yeah, dude, you threw me an 800,000 subscribers party. Like what? And there was like 800K balloon and Chipotle. You know what I'm saying? Like
I remember that was there.
That was crazy. Like just little things like that. And I would do the same for my friends. And like, you know, you pay for you handle a lot of dinners, and you're like, pay me back whenever. And like, you never Venmo request us, but I'll pay you at some point. You know what I mean? But like, I feel like it's just one of those things that can get actually tiring. And you spending a lot of energy can take a toll on you. And you got to watch out for yourself.
Has anyone ever taken advantage of that?
I've had so many people take advantage of me.
I'm just saying,
I've lost
on his end.
So much. Like money stolen, friends like ripping me off, and like so many things.
because you are a trust first person, right?
Yeah, it's not a good thing.
Yeah, you trust first and then have them do something for you to lose that trust. Yeah, I'm the same way.
Yeah.
I don't know that, and I've seen anyone blatantly take advantage of it.
Yeah.
But I have felt that way for sure.
Yeah.
And especially if somebody kind of veers off and does their own thing, and without maybe I had wished for more like gratitude.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But no, has that happened to you?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure it's happened. I just like, at some point, I guess you just gotta let it go and take that as a lesson.
Yeah.
I think most of the time it happened to me is they just saw me as like, oh, he has so much money, he won't even miss this 100,000, or he won't even notice this 50,000, or like whatever.
That's crazy.
Oh my gosh, I had one guy that was charging me. He put himself on call, didn't tell me, and then he was charging me $3,000 a month, and he only came over to help me once every 3 months. So every time he came over for 2 hours, I was paying him $9,000, and I didn't know for years.
That's insane.
And he was just taking advantage of me,
and then on your payroll.
And then it got to a point where I was super struggling, and he still was doing this, and he couldn't go back on it because then I would find out, and then it would be taken away from him. He just continued, even though I'm like crying some nights because I'm trying to figure out what I'm gonna do next. What's my next move? He'd be like, "It's okay, man," and still stealing from me.
Close friend, by the way.
Yeah, close friend
at the time.
Super close friend.
This is crazy.
Yeah.
Do I know this person?
Yes.
Yeah.
No freaking way.
And not, it was like that, and he was working for the job. So how can you be on call for me for $3,000 a month? Only come once a month and be on call. And when he was on call, I'd be like, hey, can you come over? He's like, can we do this day? Like, not when I called. I was like, what?
Yeah. It's
so
just like
it was just slimy.
taking
and
advantage
then
of niceness.
we found out that it wasn't even just me. He's been doing that. He's been kicked out of multiple friend groups.
No freaking way.
Because of all this stuff. Yeah. It's crazy. We'll tell you more about it after.
Yeah. Just hopefully it doesn't happen to you.
Yeah, so just be careful. Even if they say they're your best friend.
Wait, this is crazy. I feel like I have a feeling who I know.
Yeah, you probably know.
Probably
Okay, sick. All right. That's wild.
Yeah.
Wow.
Like, I'm so careful now. Now I'm just like checking everything. I'm just like, okay, I'm not trusting anybody. I'm not even trusting my manager. Like, so I'm just very careful and
yeah, as you should be.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. That's why I love Twitch so much, because it's just me, and it's just like, okay, I'm in control of this. Nobody can tell me what to do. Nobody can like take this away from me. It's my community.
Yeah.
So it's just hard to. I just like it. I'm just very excited about Twitch.
Have you guys opened up about anxiety on here?
Probably. What part? What you want to get into? Medicine. So wait, you got on after us?
I did. Well, because I remember I talked to you guys last year about it, because I had shared on my social media that I started to be on Lexapro, and you guys had told me that you were also on medication.
Yep.
And I was like, yo, what? Because that was the first time I had talked to people in person about it, because I had just been posting.
Yeah.
And it just opened my world even bigger. Like, oh, there are more people who are taking medication, and it helps normalize it. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Because it was a big deal when I first was on it.
It's probably a shock to you, because we seem so happy.
Right.
And then you're like, whoa, they're on it too? That's crazy.
Yeah, totally. And I think people probably felt that same way about me as well. So it's cool to have related to.
Because anxiety, I think a lot more people are anxious than we know they are.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially in today's world. I think, you know, there's a lot more we can take. It's not natural to have this many friends and to have to keep up with people. And then the news cycle sucks. You know what I mean? So having anxiety is definitely more common. But yeah, your guys' journey, it started because you...
I think I've always had anxiety.
Yeah.
And slight depression over time, especially after COVID. Because COVID, I don't know what happened in COVID, but I think what started for me was... I guess when moving to LA and then like having so much like, you know, responsibility to make content and trying to you know, keep up with the content. And then when I was just moving so fast. Yeah. And then when the world slowed down, I kind of like everything just hit me all at once. Like, oh, I don't know how to stop.
Yeah.
And then from there, it kind of like coursed its way like slowly and gradually throughout the years. And I eventually just went to the doctors like, hey, I've been, because at one point I was getting like migraines every single like other day.
Okay,
Yeah, I was like, oh God. Can you remember that?
Yep.
I was like, we were like filming. I was like, oh God, I got migraine. I have to like lay down.
Yeah.
So I went to the doctor and it's like, you have extreme anxiety. Let me just
Yeah.
prescribe you this.
Yeah, yeah.
And it helped.
You went to like urgent care?
No, I went to my.
You went to your family doctor.
Yeah, family doctor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then after he got on it, and then he saw me stressing too, because we worked together. And he was like, "Dude, you should do it." And then I was like, "Oh, okay." But I did it for 3 months or 4 months. Then I got off of it.
Okay.
Yeah.
But that is so cool too that you were just so open and you weren't like, I don't know. Some people are in a friendly way, a little judgmental towards medicine.
They think you're weak. It's
Yeah,
like
and it's
therapy,
like
how they see
hey,
therapy
just
too.
try it without it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And like the fact that you were not scared to just like try it and do it.
Well,
is really something.
I felt like I had no choice. I was like, this is
Wow,
the only
wow.
way to get out of this
Wow.
stressful anxiety, depression. Like I was just, it was a lot.
At the time.
Yeah.
When everything happened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a lot. So
You.
I was like, every day I came to work, so there would be something like just stress or like somebody's upset or like, and then you're the boss. You have to take care of that. And then so everybody's stress on top of our stress.
Yeah.
And then like even behind closed doors, we didn't show them. Like we would try not to, but I was so stressed that they would see me get stressed sometimes. But I would try not to. So I would try to kind of have to hold it in too until after work. And then it just became, I'm like, oh, I can't do this. Like, I think I'm at my capacity.
Wow.
I have to do something.
Yeah.
And so that's why I turned to but they said 3 to 6 months is like normal. And then you get off of it if you really need it. And I was like, okay, I could do this for 3 months.
I've been on it for over a year.
Oh, you already stopped?
No, 2 weeks ago I half the dose.
Oh, okay,
so
yeah. You have to wean off of it.
progress.
Was it Lexapro as well?
No,
What
it's
was yours?
Effexor.
Oh, okay.
I can't even remember what mine is.
Yeah,
I think mine was like Velociraptor or something.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It goes well with the Tyrannosaurus.
Yeah, but don't mix it
Yeah.
too
Don't
much.
mix. Oh yeah, don't mix too much.
Don't mix it. Yeah.
for sure.
I've been on Lexapro since end of October.
Yeah.
Okay, 5 months.
5 months.
Yeah.
And 2 weeks ago, I got home from Japan, and there are 2 orange bottles on our bread box.
Yeah.
And I was just taking what I thought was Lexapro every day, like 2 tablets for 5 days, and it ended up being Zofran.
What's that?
Which is like an anti-nausea medicine. And that my sister brought because it was my mom's.
Okay.
But it was the same size tablets,
No
guys.
Oh, same color and everything?
Yeah, and I
Oh.
was just like constipated that whole week, and I didn't know why. You know what I mean? I'm like, what's going on, dude?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
and then one day I figured it out, and I was like, holy. But I didn't feel anxious at all.
Oh, placebo.
Which was great.
Was it Nice.
placebo?
So I think it was probably has been working in the body.
Yeah.
And my body's just used to now having that dosage of serotonin.
Yeah, yeah.
You know?
So you take nausea pills now. So you're like, oh, this is working better.
yeah, I know, right?
It was. How was your experience on it? Like,
Yeah.
On the Zofran?
Yeah. No. On the.
Just on Lexapro
yeah.
in general?
Like when it started. Yeah.
Yeah.
When my anxiety started?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so I was getting these mad chest pains.
Yeah.
And like, so yeah, I went to go to the urgent care, and I got, what do you call it? CKG, just to like check on it and stuff, and everything was fine. And yeah, the doctor again was like, I think you have anxiety. So when I started it, they were like, just bear with it for like 2 weeks if you can, even if the chest things.
Yeah.
And it was actually getting worse when I was taking
God.
the medicine. But after 2 weeks, I was fine.
Yeah.
And I felt normal again. Like it got to the point where like before it used to just happen if I was thinking on tour. So it actually started when I was doing this musical Tick Tick Boom, the one that
That's when it like all started.
it all started because
wow.
there's a scene where I have to say, my friend is dying.
Oh.
You know what I mean? That scene, very heavy. In order to get there, sometimes I would have to think of some really sad. I was thinking about my mom in the hospital, you know, when she almost died this year, this last year. I was thinking about my dad. I was thinking about all these sad things. And at some point, I started just feeling like an anxiety attack during that scene every night, bro. And I was doing that show 6 times a week. So it was rough.
Relive it every single night.
Yeah, relive it every night. And then
all at once.
It's
my
really
God.
actually coming.
Yeah.
So then on tour, when I went on tour a couple of months later, I started feeling when I started thinking of logistics and finances and stuff. And I started feeling that chest pain. And I'm like, oh, shoot, it's like turning into anxiety.
Yeah.
I think, or I couldn't really name it at the time.
Yeah.
And then it eventually got into even just driving my car like looking around the world, I started feeling it.
Oh.
So that's when I went to the doctor and stuff.
Yeah.
So medicine really got me back to just feeling normal, which is crazy. It doesn't make me feel extra joyful or anything. It just helps me get to that base.
Yeah.
And I'm still on it.
Yep.
I actually doubled my dose like 2 months ago.
It wasn't working like the regular dose,
It was working, but like in January, the fires and stuff, all these things, like we had to evacuate. Like
that's crazy. That was January. That
Yeah, I know.
2 months ago.
What the heck?
That's crazy.
I mean, you guys also had to leave. You know, that was a stressful time. And then also thinking about this year, and I don't have much booked, honestly. Like last year, it was like there's tour and a musical and things like that. So I was stressing a bit, so I had asked to double my dose. But I'm very pro medicine. You know, my mom's a nurse, like all these things. And I'm also very pro therapy as well, because I think that you can take just that route as well.
Yeah.
If you want to.
Yeah.
But having both has been kind of like, I don't know, it feels like a secret weapon almost. It's like having therapy to like help you cope with these things and unpack these things that may have been from childhood. And then you also have medicine that's helping your body.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
I want to get back into therapy. Actually, I was just talking about it, and I was like, man, I want to get back into it. And people do look down on it. They're like, you're weak, because you need help. But I'm like, dude, what? I saw this post, and this guy was like, he's talking about fighting. He's like, hey, you watching this video right now, you suck at fighting. I know you think you're tough. You watch Dragon Ball your whole life. You're a big MMA fan. You're a big boxing fan. If you've never trained in wrestling, boxing, it doesn't matter who you are. You could be a bodybuilder. You don't know how to fight. Imagine going to play chess for the first time and you don't know how to play chess. That's how good you are at fighting. You suck at fighting.
What?
And so he's just like leveling, like telling people. Because before I started boxing, I thought, I'll go red and I'll just go crazy and nobody better mess with me. I could beat like 5 of the old me's now that I've had boxing training. Yeah. But with therapy, I'm like, I've never studied therapy. I don't know anything about therapy. I just kind of figure it out as I go. But imagine a therapist that went to school for it.
Right.
And how much that person that studies this can help you and give you different methods to do. I can't do that. Yeah. Like if you're in a relationship, you're having problems, you guys both are not therapists. You think, I could fix this, but you don't know how. You don't have the tools.
That's real,
so
dude.
Therapy,
That's so true.
I've been to therapy maybe 3 or 4 times, and every time I left with my mind blown. I was like, whoa, I never even put that together. And so I want to go back. Yeah.
I love that, dude. Yeah, this is another sign for you to
for sure.
To get back in it.
How often do you go to therapy?
Every Monday.
Every Monday. Wow.
Yeah, every
in
Monday.
Person?
That's so sick.
No, on Zoom.
Yeah, on
and
Zoom,
she's a sweet lady, and I've put together a lot of things.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because also in January I was just like, why am I so stressed out? It was also because and I realized, but I'm moving and telling you, I was looking through these boxes and stuff, childhood. And then Arby's grandma died, who was like our caretaker for 6 years, lived with us at one of our houses.
Yep.
The fires were happening. So like, she's just like, this is not normal.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? For like a normal person to like take in all of this stuff. And me, I played at the funeral. I was making the slideshow and stuff. And also going back and forth to Riverside, that drive was crazy after going through childhood stuff.
Yeah.
And she helped me realize that, or at least just helped me acknowledge that I was doing all that. And, because when I get home, I don't even know how to express it to Alyssa that I'm like emotionally exhausted.
Yeah.
Even though I maybe felt like I just did something kind of simple, like help my mom to move.
Yeah.
My therapist would help, again, like you said, like just blow your mind with like things that you don't realize yourself you're doing.
That they're trained to see.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's so true. Because
so
they're
true.
also like kind of taking notes, right?
Yeah.
Like, little things, and then it's just like, oh, that makes sense.
Yeah, it's their job to keep track of everything and be like, have you thought about how this relates to this? And you're like, oh, what? I didn't even think about that. I remember the first time I went to therapy, it was like couples therapy with my ex Lauren, and they were like, we were talking about stuff, and then they were like, oh, what were your they randomly brought up, what were your friends' parents like growing up? And I was like, my friends' parents. I was like, I don't know. And then I asked, I was like, oh, well, most of the time the guy seems like defeated. Like he's been in so many arguments. He was so scared to make her upset that he just is kind of like a former shell of himself. And I was like, she was like, do you are you scared of that? I was like, oh yeah, I definitely don't want that. And she's like, you think that's why you act this way? Because you're scared that might happen? I'm like, oh, what? I was like, that's crazy. She's like, yeah, that's like, other than your parents, there's other parents that you were
Affects
influenced by.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, I got goosebumps thinking about it right now.
Yeah.
I
freaking love that.
That was like within 30 minutes of talking to her. I was like, oh, you just like unlocked
First session?
something. Yeah, first session.
Wow.
Crazy.
Yeah, I know. I go in person probably once a month. I haven't been in like 2 months. Just without the fires and then.
Oh, in person. Yeah. Wow, that's cool.
I like in person.
Person is intimidating just because you're in a room.
Yeah.
But once you get past that point, it's pretty cool. It's like you go to a barber, same thing. You get to talk to a barber as a therapist kind of thing. It's kind of that vibes.
I think because in person they can see your body language. They can see you're tapping your foot at some topic or something. So it just helps them help you.
They're like, Alex.
Yeah. But it's nice because like you go there anxious or whatever. I remember my session because this is like when we stopped like spicy fruit and literally it's so weird because I was so used to like doing everything and all of a sudden nothing.
Yeah.
Again. So I just feel like I'm not doing anything. And I remember going in there and then she was like, oh, okay, so tell me what you did today. Why do you feel like you did nothing? So I told her what I did. I went to the session, went for a run. She's like, you did do something.
And you're like,
damn it! I ran. You're right. But at the end of the day, she's just like, yo, it's okay. It's okay to do nothing. Just know that you're doing a great job every day, no matter what you do.
Yeah.
I'm just stuff like that. Like,
I saw a quote. It said, your normal day is somebody's dream. And I was like, whoa.
Damn.
It's like, dang.
I'm about to switch therapist. What's your number? That was deep.
That hit me hard. That was like this morning. I was like, whoa, that's crazy. So no matter how hard you're stressing, somebody wishes they were in your shoes.
Yeah.
Right.
It's perspective.
Yeah.
It's perspective, gratitude, all that stuff.
Yeah.
Wow, look at us, 3 grown men talking about therapy.
We're getting old.
And it's not a weak thing.
It's not.
It's like,
It's not.
it
Makes
helps
you
us be better.
stronger.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it helps us be better for like our friends, our family.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I know you guys, especially, you guys help take care of your family too. And like you help support them.
Yeah.
And I think that is, again, that's not a normal thing. Like not everybody does that. So to have that on top of you guys trying to do your own thing, and you have a marriage to uphold and like a house, and you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You guys
And a clingy best friend.
Yeah.
you have
Yeah.
who like asked to do a speech at your wedding. Like that's insane.
And
to handle.
you want to do it with the right mindset and the right energy.
Yeah.
If you do it with the wrong energy, then it's kind of like you're feeding that to whoever you're serving to, and it's not good for them either. And they're just gonna pass that over. And you want to kind of just break that. You know.
So true. So true.
It's got the time to go to
Feel good,
therapy,
feel
man.
good.
Yeah. I feel like I have more weight on my shoulder. You know.
Thank you for making our hearts a little bit lighter.
Hey.
First,
what I'm
with
here
your
for.
presence, and second, with your words.
Oh,
Thank you so
What's,
much.
what's
And now my music.
no. So you said that you don't. What's your goal for the year? Let's
Oh
go to
yeah.
that,
Goal
dude.
for the year.
It's March.
This on my vision board this year was like a lot of like self, like mental, like think about yourself so you can give. It's like the whole put your oxygen mask on first before helping others type thing, you know? Because the last 2 years had been about going on tour and like, dude, logistics of a tour is insane. Oh, we did a spicy fruit video before I went on tour. Didn't I give you guys tour shirts?
Yeah. I
we
almost
did,
wore
yeah.
it today, but it's white and it doesn't look good on camera because
Damn it.
I did take it out of the closet and I was like, oh.
Yeah. So I think I was about to go on tour or something.
It was after the Sweet and Savory podcast.
Okay.
Yeah. he
So
gave
I
us
hadn't
things.
gone on tour yet, but a lot has changed since then because like financing your own tour, having to manage people. I mean, similar to you guys with the team and stuff. And there's just like different personalities. But for us, it was like we also had to all share rooms every night. You know what I mean? And like when we were on the bus, like the bunk beds, you know, all that stuff is like can take a toll.
Yeah.
And then I was doing so well in the first half of tour, sold out almost every show.
Yeah.
And then the last couple cities like Texas, Phoenix, Vegas were not doing well at all, like under half. And I'm just thinking of like how to make money you know, all that stuff.
On top of everything. Yeah.
On top of everything, on top of managing people was very, very stressful. So, you know, on the vision board this year, I was like, I want to take a break from having to do that.
Yeah.
Because it clearly like was so stressful. And then me taking anti-anxiety meds and going to therapy was a big theme going into this year. So it's been pretty busy so far, unfortunately, but we just went to Tokyo and played a wedding in Virginia and all this stuff.
Yeah.
But I'm back now for at least a month. And it's hard to stay in like the gratitude space all the time because, you know, when people see you traveling and stuff and doing all these cool things, like, dude, you must love your life. You know what I mean? And like, to some people, I'm like, yes, I'm blessed. You know what I mean? Like, I'm doing all these great things. But then to people like you guys who I'm close with in my family, I'm like, dude, I'm tired. Like, I'm tired of traveling, even though that sounds like the most bougiest thing to some people. Like you said, someone's normal day.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, sometimes you just got to be real with yourself. So I'm just like, dude, I got to take a rest. So maybe this is the year I have a little more rest than the last 2 years.
Yeah.
I would love to do another musical or something like that, book another role. At some point, I'm auditioning and stuff for things. But yeah, really focus on myself this year. Maybe some music, that would be cool.
It's a transition year for the better year.
Yeah, I think so. I think so.
Yeah, it's a filler year.
It's a filler year.
To
Not
build
filler.
to build up. Not a filler, but it's the, you know, those episodes that leave on a cliffhanger. So the next episode is gonna be a banger.
Yeah,
that's what this is.
I do feel like especially I was celebrating my birthday this last week, that I'm very happy, like where I'm at.
Yeah.
You know, and like, yeah, maybe I'm not like insanely rich like I wanted to be, or like not selling out the last like 10 shows of my tour.
Yeah.
Like it humbled me. You know what I mean? From going to like selling 1,400 seats to like 200, which is great, of course. But yeah, I felt like this birthday week, I was just like, oh man, I got a family, you know, me and Lisa, our dogs, and like I'm so happy. So I want to keep going on that wavelength.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's my goals.
Yeah.
That's my goals for the year.
I mean, the year did start pretty crazy, so
it was crazy.
Yeah,
I'm like,
we're still in the first
come on,
quarter.
bro.
Are we still in the first quarter? Yeah,
yes.
we are, right?
Yes.
What else is gonna happen?
Nothing. Just nothing.
Do you guys watch? Are you guys watching shows right now? Severance. Paradise.
No, but everybody's talking about it. Everybody's telling me about that.
Oh yeah, what's that?
Yeah, it's Sterling K. Brown, James Marsden. You guys should watch it.
What
James Marsden, he
Hulu.
trains at my gym.
Oh really?
At my boxing gym.
He seems like such a cool guy. Did you watch Jury Duty?
Yes,
dude.
Freaking Studio City. Are you talking about the guy
that was there? Yeah,
was there. The Fisherman's Wharf or whatever.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. That's right.
Yeah,
that's right.
the hotel there.
Yeah. The hotel.
Yeah.
It's like it's an improv show.
Yeah.
But one guy's not in on the bit, which is kind of sad actually.
Yeah.
But thank God he got like paid $100,000 or something.
Yeah.
Or
It's so good. You should watch it.
It's
I'll watch it. Yeah.
You should watch it. Yeah, it'll make you respect James Marsden more when you see him at the gym.
Oh, okay.
Like,
I haven't seen
Jury
like
Duty, man.
too many serious things from him. I saw Sonic.
Oh yeah.
And like and all that stuff.
Well, this is more his comedy as well.
Oh, it's comedy.
Sorry, Jury Duty is.
Yeah.
But Paradise is drama.
Oh, he's in both.
He's freaking good.
Okay.
Oh, he's in both of
He's
those.
so good, dude.
I need something new to watch, anyways.
Yeah.
Right. Let's go watch it right now.
Yeah.
All right, let's go.
You know what?
Thank you, AJ.
Yeah.
Thank you, AJ.
Oh, before we go,
Oh, what the?
do you have a question for our next guest?
Oh yeah. Let's see. Question for the next guest, whoever it may be. What is your favorite childhood dish and why?
Ooh.
Yeah. Hopefully that can lead to some stuff.
I'll tell you mine. It's bread, butter, and sugar.
Oh.
Mine's bread, butter, and cinnamon.
What?
Yeah.
Shut up.
That's like two poor
Bread, butter,
people
and
foods.
cinnamon.
Wait, for real?
Yeah,
You're being dead ass? You're not saying that?
No, so my cousin showed me that when I was like 6, and I ate that my whole childhood.
Wow.
Yeah, butter, cinnamon, and toast.
Wow.
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 Mine is I think Vienna sausage and just white bread.
Oh, no. I've never had that.
What? Literally, I just like put 3 on one side, fold it.
No way.
Yeah, and then just like
Did you crush it?
yeah, like
I like
yeah,
to-
yeah,
yeah, yeah,
just
yeah,
like
yeah.
play with your food a little bit.
I just like
you know
to
what I mean?
squish it so it's like a stick, and then
yeah, like it's a
Yeah.
bun.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It
Like
makes it more solid. It doesn't fall out.
Oh.
you know what? Recently too, I was in Hawaii and we were eating Spam and stuff. We were with some other influencers who grew up in the Midwest or whatever, Nashville. They did not know what Spam was. And they're like, so is this, because I showed them Spam musubi. They're like, so is this like a pork roll? Like they just didn't know. Like they've never had Spam before.
I don't know what's in Spam either.
Like we don't know what's in Spam. But like we're familiar with the tastes and like how to eat it.
So good.
It's wild, but to some people it's such a unfamiliar concept.
Yeah. That's happened a lot with me with bubble tea, and like my friends are, what's bubble tea? I'm
bubble
like,
tea?
Yeah, you're East Coast.
That's what they would say. They were like, what's bubble tea? I'm like, oh, boba? You don't know boba? They're like, what's this black ball? I'm like, I've had to explain that a lot more than you think.
Yeah, tapioca balls.
Yeah.
That's weird. I mean, they're all white, I presume.
Yeah. That's why I said bubble tea. That's what they said.
Oh my God. I had this white friend. Oh my God. My white friend, she's like, oh, bro, have you had oob before?
No!
No way! What?
Anyway, that's crazy. All right, AJ, we're going to have you on again before the end of the year, and I want to see progress.
The progress. Yeah, maybe the chopped hair.
You're going to be like, dude, I quadrupled my dose.
More depressed than ever. Rocks. Oh my God. No, thank you guys so much. You guys were our first guests on Sweet or Savory, which is a podcast that we haven't done in a year yet, me and my wife Alyssa.
Yep.
But we're starting again.
We're ready when you are.
Right. Come through. Being in a space like this also helps motivate you to be like, all right, just do it. Just freaking do it. You know, we're working on like a studio space, so love being inspired.
We're ready. Let us know.
But thank you guys. Can't wait to talk about who stole $9,000 from you. Okay, cool. All right.
All right.
Till next time.
Till next time. Bye.